Hello friends, let us start with the subject electrical network. To begin with this subject, we will start with a topic called as types of elements. Type of elements. What is exactly meant by types of elements? On what basis these electrical components are categorized into different types? Now electrical component means that you see all around you, like resistors, inductors, capacitors, operational amplifiers or normal amplifiers which are made up of FETs, BJTs and all. We need to categorize them depending upon their VI characteristics. What is exactly meant by VI characteristics? VI characteristic means if you apply some voltage across the component, you have to see in what way the current is flowing through it. Meaning that you have to see the relationship between the voltage and a current which is passing through the element. And depending upon that, you will categorize them in these types which I am listing now. The first type that you can see on your screen is active element and passive element. Active elements are those electrical elements which resist the energy level of the signal which is passing through it. Whereas, of course, passive elements will be those elements which will be exactly opposite to it. Meaning, it is not going to raise the energy level of the signal which is passing through it. But of course, even though it is not contributing in the energy level, it is going to store the energy or it may dissipate some energy. For example, resistors, inductors and capacitor can be considered as passive elements because those element doesn't raise the energy level of the signal. Have you ever seen any element which is raising the energy level of the given signal? Yes, of course, it is amplifiers. Amplifiers are going to amplify the signal, meaning that it is going to raise the energy level of the given signal which is passing through it, and therefore they can be considered as active elements. The second type that you can see on your screen, it is linear and non-linear. Linear elements are those elements which gives you a linear relationship between voltage and a current which is passing through it. Please understand, linear characteristics are only those characteristics which is having a straight line passing through the origin. So, whenever you see a characteristic other than a straight line, it is 100% a non-linear one. The third type that you can see on your screen is bilateral and unilateral devices. Bilateral devices means, for example, if you see a behavior of a particular component, behavior as in if you apply some voltage and if you see a current which is passing through it, and if you, let's say, plotted some graph, let's say in first quadrant, and if you now reverse the voltage and if you see the exactly same characteristic even after reversing the polarity across it, then it is a bilateral. So it gives you exact characteristic in diagonally opposite quadrants. Diagonally opposite quadrant means whatever that you see in first quadrant, if diagonally opposite quadrant, which is a third quadrant, gives you the same behavior, then it is a bilateral component. Whereas if you see different characteristic part in first quadrant and the third quadrant, then it is a unilateral devices. Let's say a diode. A diode which gives you a different forward bias characteristic and reverse bias characteristic. The third type that you can see on your screen is bilateral and unilateral. Bilateral devices are those devices which gives you the same characteristic in opposite quadrants. Opposite quadrants, to be very specific, diagonally opposite quadrants, which is a first quadrant and third quadrant, or second quadrant and fourth quadrant. To understand it technically, for example, if you consider some component and if you apply some voltage across it and you get some current response through it, and if you have plotted some characteristic, let's say that characteristic is present in first quadrant. Now let's say if you have reversed the polarity and if you see the exactly same characteristic in the diagonally opposite quadrant, then it can be said as it is a bilateral component. That is, resistors, inductors and capacitor behaves similar way in first quadrant and third quadrant. Whereas if you say the example of diode, if a forward voltage is given, it is a forward bias and it gives you some characteristic in first quadrant. Whereas if the diode is reverse biased, then you see a different characteristic in third quadrant. In this, we can conclude that it is not behaving in a similar way in opposite quadrants. So I can consider that device as a passive element. Let us understand these types: linear, non-linear, active, passive, and bilateral and unilateral in a problems. The first problem now you see on the screen, it is a straight line passing through the origin. If you remember, I told you whenever you see a straight line passing through the origin, then it is always a linear characteristics. So it is a linear characteristics. Let us mark their quadrants also. So this is a first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, and this is a fourth quadrant. Now, whenever you have a characteristic in second quadrant and fourth quadrant, it is an indication that they are active elements. And whenever you see absolutely no characteristic part in second quadrant and fourth quadrant, they are 100% passive elements. So from this we can conclude that it is a passive element. Let us understand whether it is bilateral or unilateral. Now, you have to always observe the diagonally opposite quadrants. In this case, the diagonally opposite quadrants are first quadrant and third quadrant. So whatever characteristic behavior that you see in first quadrant, in a similar way it is acting upon in third quadrant. So I can say that it is a bilateral device. So from problem 1, we can conclude that the given characteristic belongs to linear, passive, and bilateral category. Let us start with a second problem. So in second problem also you have to consider this as a VI characteristics. So your y-axis is current, x-axis is voltage, and this is a origin. Looking at this characteristic, you have to ask a question to yourself. Is that a straight line passing through the origin? Observe carefully. Is that a straight line throughout passing through the origin? Even though some students may say that it is a straight line, but it is not a straight line throughout. As you can see in the third quadrant, it is getting saturated here. So as I said, before identifying the type of the element, you first of all mark the components or quadrants as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and a fourth quadrant. Now if you see, it is not a straight line passing through the origin throughout, because in the third quadrant it is getting saturated, meaning that it is not exactly a straight line, and that is the reason why I can conclude that it is a non-linear element. Now, is there any characteristic lying in second quadrant or fourth quadrant? Answer is no, and that is an indication that it is a passive element. Now in this characteristic, the diagonally opposite quadrants can be taken as a first quadrant and third quadrant, and you can clearly see that it is not a similar characteristic. There is a bit different characteristic in a third quadrant, and that's the reason why I can say that it is definitely not a bilateral, so it is a unilateral category. So the given characteristic belongs to non-linear, passive, and a unilateral category. Let us go to the next problem. The third problem that you can see on your screen, again ask to yourself, is that a straight line passing through origin? You can say no. So it means it is a non-linear characteristic. Let us mark their quadrants as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and a fourth quadrant. As you can see, in our second quadrant and fourth quadrant, there is absolutely no characteristic part. It means it is an indication that it belongs to a passive category. So the second conclusion, that it is a passive element. Next, to identify whether it is a bilateral or unilateral, as I said earlier, that you have to see a diagonally opposite curves. So diagonally opposite first and third, if you observe it in a first look, you may feel that it is a similar characteristic. But if you observe it carefully, in first quadrant, this characteristic is getting saturated after 3 volt. Whereas in the third quadrant, as you can see, the characteristic is getting saturated after -5 volt. It is a clear indication that in first quadrant and third quadrant, the characteristic, even though it is similar, it is not same. Meaning that it is not behaving in a similar way in first quadrant and third quadrant. So we can now conclude that it is not a bilateral, meaning that it is a unilateral device. So third category, that it belongs to a unilateral device. So what we can conclude from this third problem, that the given characteristic is non-linear, passive and unilateral. So let us go to the fourth problem now. The fourth problem is IES 2000 problem. As you can see from the problem that it is not a straight line passing through the origin, so it is a non-linear characteristic. Let us mark their quadrants: first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. As I said in the earlier problem, you have to always observe and keep an eye on second quadrant and fourth quadrant. Have you seen some characteristic in second quadrant and fourth quadrant? Yes, the characteristic is falling in second quadrant and fourth quadrant. It is a clear indication that it is an active element. So the second conclusion is to say this characteristic belongs to an active component. The third, you have to identify whether it is bilateral or unilateral. From the characteristic, it is quite clear that the part of characteristic which is appearing in first quadrant, there is absolutely no characteristic falling in its opposite quadrant, that is third quadrant, whereas whatever that is present in second quadrant doesn't appear in fourth quadrant. It is a clear indication that it is a unilateral device. So as you can see, the given characteristic behaves as a non-linear, active and unilateral. Let us go to the next problem. Now in this fifth problem, it is clear indication that it is not a straight line passing through the origin. It means it is a non-linear one. Again, there is no characteristic falling in second or fourth quadrant. It means it is a passive element. And the last conclusion, as you can see, it is exactly similar behavior which is appearing in first quadrant and third quadrant. It means it is a bilateral device. So from the fifth problem, it can be concluded as it is non-linear, passive and bilateral. Let us go to the last problem now. Again, in the last problem, have you seen it is a straight line passing through the origin? It means it belongs to a linear category. Secondly, if we now mark their respective quadrants, as you can see, there is a characteristic present in second and fourth quadrant. What does that mean? It belongs to an active element. Next, as you can see, the characteristic present in second quadrant, in a similar fashion, it is present in fourth quadrant also. So if you see a similar characteristic or exactly same characteristic in diagonally opposite quadrant, it always belongs to a bilateral component. So the third category, we can conclude that it is a bilateral component. So from this figure, we can conclude that it is a linear, active and bilinear. I am sure from these problems, you have understood it very well. If the VI characteristic is given, how to identify the type of electrical component. Thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned to Ekeeda. Subscribe to Ekeeda.